What's going on, everybody? How's things? How's things? See if we can't get this going. Tyson, what up? Resistance, how you doing? Playing DDA now, and your whole inventory got sold, even locked items yesterday, including your cat. You need to contact Chromatic support on that right away. Like, don't even play until you contact them. Jaime, what's up? Gamer on Planet, Sky Slice, The Realm of Gods. Dylan, what's going on? Awesemo Noob, I laughed my ass off when you won that giveaway the other day there, Awesemo. Apparently your RNG luck is still there. RJ, what's up? See, Tyson says this live stream for me only. Yeah, I'm in a bit of a predicament here with DDA. And that is I can't host games while I'm streaming. Until either I can get a better internet connection, which at this point is gonna be dependent on that SpaceX internet, I think, or Chromatic needs to optimize the connection, one of the two. But right now I'm unable to host and stream at the same time. I'm seeing people get like in the 125% range, Ingar. I haven't seen anything near it. My best one is 90%, which is pretty bad compared to some of the others I've seen out there. Mira, what's up? Kex, Wabe? Yeah, I mean, I could join other people, but I would have to have all that set up in advance. Did I get my shadow costumes? That's a good question. Let me look. Let's see. Who do we want to put a shadow costume on? Well, let's just try it on this Waller here for the moment. Yeah, it appears so. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, it is very shadowy. That one, there is not going to be any confusing this hero with somebody else. That's for dang sure. I need to put that on somebody, probably. I'm not sure how I'll put it on. Let me see if it would work on Wally. Can anything happen with the trim pieces, I wonder? The mask, I wish the mask didn't show. Let's check out. Oh, I never put him in the deck. Yeah, there is definitely no confusing that with another character. That's for damn sure. Yeah, the secret room's there, Jaime. You just have to complete the campaign and it unlocks. It is here. Lots of little stuff here. There's a message or a little soundbite from every developer. You got the little PVC code back over here. See if I can get a good angle on it. You guys see it. I'm failing to get a good angle on it. Oh, there we go. So yeah, QVC code over here takes you to a dead website that's got a login information. It's in Photoshop, or pardon me, it's in Paint, MS Paint. Well, thanks, Sir Ingar. Looks kind of silly when you only see the accessories. Yeah, I mean, the little particle effect on it doesn't look bad. I don't dislike it. Kragus, what's up? I got a little morning surprise there, Kragus. I woke up and my hot water heater is burned up. Kind of, it's been one of those days. Anyway, let's get this started here. Let's see, gotta start at 13 now. You have to complete the campaign first, Michael. Once you complete the campaign, you'll be able to unlock it. It's one of those locked type events. See, we got 5,000 mana, so that's more than enough to build the map. Well, thanks there, Otto. I do appreciate it a ton. Hopefully I can get a good one. I just see tons of people posting these screenshots of like, you know, 125%, 128%, and I'm sitting here with my poo tier one. Let's see, what do we want to do here? I mean, I think the easiest thing to do is just going to be to stack some Infernos, maybe. Get some auras in here. See, what do I want to leave? I kind of want to leave 16. Which would mean I'm going to have to get rid of something. You have 105%? Well, I mean, 105% is still not terrible, though, is the thing, you know? Let's trim this down to only 2 instead of 3. And we'll still resize them. Yeah, something like that should work, right? And that leaves me my 16. Nah, they've promised cross saves since the very beginning, Blaze. So if you start on PC, you should be good to go. It's the same, yeah. The Massacre debuffs are pretty extreme. See, what do I want to do? Guess we can play with old Blood Raven. What kind of pet we want? Monkey, fairy. Well, I mean, we're looking for prop cats, right? Let's use a prop cat. I think this will be good. That you would think would be pretty easy, and I can tell you now, like, when I play with my wife, as far as the cross saves go, when I play with my wife, she plays on the GeForce Now app on the TV, and we've had no problems at all. Like, every time she logs in, her save is there without any issue. Now, that's like the same, that's like playing Steam remote or whatever that GeForce TV is. You actually log into your Steam account for it. But it is coming from a different source, and I mean, theoretically, it would be handled the same way, you know? Oh, I'm stoked about OMD3, Dylan, I can't wait. I actually have some news on it that I'm not allowed to discuss yet. It's under non-disclosure, but I can tell you I will, without a doubt, be playing it. 0 questions. It's just, I mean, Orcs Must Die is just an awesome franchise, right? Yeah, there should be lots more heroes returning, JP. They haven't confirmed any specific heroes yet, but there will be lots of new heroes. Yeah, this is the triple shot. You guys know how I do it. I don't like using things that a new player can't log in and get today. So, I mean, I've got a pretty sweet soul focuser, but I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to use it if a new player can't use it. So, I mean, obviously a new player can use it, but it no longer drops in Massacre mode, so... I mean, I'm not getting rid of it, don't get me wrong. But on the same note, I just won't use something a new player can't use. Well, they've said the third quarter of 2020. So the third quarter would be what? June, July, or August? So by August 31st, according to what they've promised so far. I'm looking for one that's in like the 125% range, Leon. The one I have now is only 90. But I know that I've seen just a lot of people getting 125s, and I haven't seen anything remotely near that good yet. Or yeah, July, August, June, July, August. Yeah, you're right. It's July, August, September. So by the end of September. Sorry. Calendar is hard, Mira. Calendar is hard. Dungeon Defenders 2 has been done for quite some time as far as development goes. The servers aren't going anywhere. They'll be there available to play for a long time to come. But as far as new updates, that's been done for well over a year now. This one is $1.99. I haven't found a really good one, really good triple threat yet. And on the same note, I didn't farm it very hard either. I farmed the crap out of the Soul Focuser. I kind of demon lorded myself out, to be honest. So I haven't been motivated to really grind it hard. I really need to, especially since I'm not going to use a Soul Focuser on any videos or stream. Oh crap, I forgot to go into mix mode. You're right, I need to be on mix mode. I mean, I'll complete this run, but then I'm going to go back out and go to mix mode. My best weapon so far is a 301 polearm. And I'm not even using it because the rolls were bad on it. I've got a 300 polearm that has better rolls, so I'm using it. The triple shot's not bad. People complain about it. It's hard to see on the stream, but the projectiles spread out very quick, where the Soul Focuser had that cross pattern, and it gives you a little bit more effective range of hitting all three. Yeah, mixed mode it's 6% across the board. We originally thought it was 10%, but if you do the math, it's a straight 6% loot modifier right across the board. So definitely survival is out. It's just like DD1. I mean, you always use mixed mode, right? And I guess not always, but on a lot of maps. Some of the maps, mixed mode extended the amount of time the maps took by a ridiculous amount. But yeah, you definitely want to do mixed mode. So I screwed up there by joining regular survival. What's going on there, Xerox? How you doing? Tiger Games, what up, what up? The Spitfire, really? People are not saying very good things about that. Maybe you just found a really good one. I mean, that could be the case. It looks super cool. I haven't found a good one yet. It gets high marks for looks, that's for sure. K-Man Kevin, what's up? Yeah, I mean, every action defense game will always have an issue with stuck mobs. Every one in existence ever. Actually, Sanctum, I think. The Sanctum games, I don't think I've seen the least amount of stuck mobs of any other action defense game. But that's just always going to be a problem that exists. You got yourself some juicy merch. Nice, K-Man. I'm open for suggestions in that too. I'm new in the whole merch department, so I didn't really know what to design, you know. No corgi for K-Man. That's a shame. I've got me a corgi. Give me my kitty cat, dang it, so I can get over to mix mode. No point in looking at any of the loot. It's all going to be junk. All I care about is that kitty cat. The corgi, that was kind of thrown out there on the internet. The content creator that was made for, they just put a Google Doc with all the codes on it and just posted it on the internet. So it was a first come, first serve thing. I was lucky enough to get one, but I know quite a few people didn't get one. I did. Uzaria. I did a video and everything on it. Yep, the #1 tip for progressing through Massacre is bring a friend. The #2 tip would be, if you don't want to bring a friend, play a Squire with a dragon. It's like literally the easiest ways through. Massacre is so hero dependent that the easiest thing to do is to add more heroes. So, I mean, I say that joking, but it's completely true. I mean, the difficulty of it literally like gets cut in half just by having one more player. I soloed it all, but it was not fun. Summit was a pain in the ass. Summit took me a lot of tries to get down, and I still can't do it 100% of the time solo. David, thank you so much for subscribing. Like, I'm probably 50-50 right now of whether or not I can complete it solo when I do it. Let's see. Well, that's no good. Ooh. Alright, so let's get out of here. No, I'm only playing solo on stream right now because the netcode for the game is beyond atrocious, and to host a match requires more bandwidth than literally any other game I have ever played. So if I host matches while I'm streaming, it cuts down on the stream bitrate substantially. They'll end up getting framiness and choppiness and stuff. So I'm unable to host matches while I'm streaming. Anyway, let's go to mixed mode here. So yeah, anyway, mixed mode is straight up, it's survival mode with different lane compositions, and it's a 6% buff. So you're going to get a 6% loot buff. Let's see what mixed mode cat, obviously RNG is RNG, but let's see what a mixed mode cat looks like in comparison. Yeah, the cat's for a DPS hero. It goes super well on the Huntress. Let's see, and now I have to consider, since it's mixed mode, do I want to change the build? I don't think I'll have to, but let's see. Want to see. Those little skellies are the real deal. Well, if somebody else is hosting, then it doesn't use any of my bandwidth. But like I said, the problem is I have to organize that stuff up front. And no offense to the folks that have offered, but a lot of times the people that offer to host have like a terrible internet connection, and that doesn't help me out, you know. But yeah, I could join like public games or whatever without any issue. Yeah, there's level 90 items too, Kiliani. David! Thank you so much, David. I appreciate it a ton. What did we do last time? We did that. We scaled 2 of them down. And then I want 16 left over. There we go. There's my 16. It depends on what builder, Lunalite. There is no best ratio, though. It's dependent on how you use your defenses and what you're using them for. But there just is no best. You know, getting like the highest DPS or whatever out of a tower does not make it the most effective. You know? Like the DST, for example, is a prime example of that. Adding more power to the DST just makes it overkill more enemies, because it's already hitting enemies for more than their health. Right. Get the lovely little Huntress back and see how this bad boy runs. Yeah, the sides don't get Shuriken or Jin. Well, they might on mixed mode. I might have to add in gas for mixed mode. Thank you so much again there, David. I do appreciate it. And Dave Willis with the sub. Thanks, Aton. They don't. They still don't get Shuriken or Jin. Well, I mean, that's fair. You just don't need to use gas traps if it's a non-Shuriken lane. And the Jin are what the DSTs are for. Quite a few more mobs. I don't remember what survival was, but 2,600 mobs in wave 13. No, it changes. It changes nightmare enemies too. Like spiders will come out of. You saw the spiders running out of that other side lane. So it definitely changes spiders, but I'm assuming these side lanes could potentially have some kind of collision issue where it doesn't want Jins coming out. So I would guess that that's there by purpose. Shurikens, I don't really know, but just taking a crazy guess, you know. The ogre lanes definitely changed. In survival, you don't get ogres on the side lanes at all. And in mixed mode, you do. It's control scroll wheel. Sting to saw. Or plus and minus. I haven't used the plus or minus, but that makes sense too. But yeah, if you hold down control and use your scroll wheel, it does it up. Give me a damn 125%er and get this over with. You know it's going to take me a million runs to get one. I actually had really, really good luck last night on some armor pieces from Glitterhelm. I found 2 7,000 armor pieces that had fairly decent rolls on it. No, DDA is not a free-to-play game. It will never be a free-to-play game. I mean, it will go on sale, I'm sure. But it won't ever be free. No, scroll control resizes. It rotates towers, it resizes traps. Yeah, it looks like this is holding up just fine. Famous last words, right? Oh, it's so far so good. I do play DD2. I've played DD2 for the last, what, 8 years? I've done over 2,000 DD2 videos. Why do you not play DDA is the question there, Loy. It's the new shiny. You know? Nothing wrong with playing DD2, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, I've done my time. Literally over 2,000 DD2 videos. That was not an exaggeration in any form. So yeah, it's time for the new game. I mean, I'm still playing DD2, but I'm only going to stream it about once a month. Oh, I would love to play Monster Hunter there, Herebrand. I just can't get over the movement. To me, the movement in Monster Hunter feels so wonky. I mean, I've got a whole list of people that just love that game so much. And they're all people that, you know, have similar, like, enjoy similar things about games as me, but I just cannot get into it. DD2, I think, is a gorgeous game, personally. But, I mean, everybody's got their favorite art style, you know. If you like the DD1 art style better, there's nothing wrong with that. Well, I mean, clearance survivals is really good. Their MV, like Kex said. But the easiest way to get to level 83 to unlock Massacre is, I mean, as far as the easiest way, it would be the Summit campaign on Nightmare. But you're definitely going to want to be able to clear Ancient Mines. That's like the very first step in Nightmare, is clear Ancient Mine survival. A good cat is around 125%, Phil. Nah, Massacre survival doesn't exist yet. I mean, we know it's coming. There's an achievement for it and a trophy for it. Well, when Massacre starts dropping pets, then you'll stop playing Massacre. Or you'll stop playing Nightmare survivals or mixed modes. But there are no pets in Massacre, so... Other than the gemstone, of course, which... You know, same thing there. Until survival comes, there's no real need for it. Just playing. That Massacre Glitterhelm challenge is a really good gold grinder. You get a lot of gold really quick. What are my monk stats? I'll show you here in a minute. I'm not sure off the top of my head. All the Delphs. Holy crap. As long as they keep running out in a single file line like this, it'll be fine. Jeez, that's a lot of them. I mean, that's mixed mode, right? Yeah, the Massacre the best possible loot in the game comes from either Massacre Glitter Helm campaign or the Massacre Glitter Helm challenge. Now, the challenge doesn't have any sirens, and the thing with sirens is they don't drop better loot, but they have a 70% minimum drop quality. Meaning, like, if the range of loot, say, can go from 1 to 100, and from sirens, the lowest quality loot you'll get is a 70. Right now, it's PC only. It hasn't launched on the other platforms yet. There are no earnable skins in the game yet, Juju. The skins that are there now are either from paying the higher price when the game launched, or prior to the game launched and prior to the price change, and being a Kickstarter backer. There's no way to get those now. So there are no earnable skins in the game at the moment. You can customize your colors, but there's no skins. Oh, well. I mean, the shadow skin is nothing spectacular. I agree 100%, Raiden, but on the same note, it's a $10 skin. You know, you paid $10 more for the game, so you got the skin. It's not like it's something that was, you know, I mean, what can you say? I didn't expect much out of that skin, I guess I should say. Uh-oh. No gas trap down here even. And mob's still stuck in the spawn. Oof. Well, hopefully I don't have to wait too long for him to time out. Yeah, I've got it on my Squire. Fruit Cam Sam. What's up? Professor XYT, what up, what up? You have been noticed. Everybody, well, it's there. You just have to equip it. If you paid $39.99 for the game, Joker, instead of $29.99, and you don't have access to the skin, then contact Chromatic. It's gonna be a wait, Kex. That's what it's gonna be. Gonna have to let these little guys, maybe the one in front that's holding them up will time out first. I haven't had a problem on most of the maps that I've played mixed mode on. I haven't played all of them, of course. A lot of people are asking for that, Tyson, for folders like DD1. I don't think literally anyone would complain. You don't want to send it to me, Joker. I don't work for Chromatic. You want to send it to Chromatic. I have no say over whether or not you get a skin. You got to contact them. Toxic Carnage, what's up? Still 6 of them in there. Oh. Huh, it looked like that DST shot one of them. That's so weird. Alright, let's see. Be a good kitty cat. Oh, wow, that one's even worse. RNG is not on my side today. Well, now we can just restart map, though. It's 6% better, Professor. So yeah, it is better drops. Anyway, here are the skins. That's the well, you can't even really see it properly. That's the shadow skin. It basically blacks everything out and gives it a little particle effect. And then most of my heroes have got the Kickstarter skin on. This guy doesn't, but these two do. So, like, that's the Kickstarter skin, and you can change the colors of the accessories and whatnot. I'm seeing a lot of people with, like, 125% fruit cam. So that is what I personally will be wanting to get. If Kex has got 125%, I want 125% too. Give up the RNG love there, Kex. What's this? If you can type in wave 14 to start, and you can still start from wave 14? I'll have to look at that. It blacked the number out for me. The first time I checked, anyway. Oops, wrong one. I'm still getting used to this mouse. Go like that. I think I've got the numbers memorized now. God dang it. It's the 2 key, not the F2 key. Finger buttons need to work. Well, try survival first, Ed. Try regular survival first, and then go to mixed mode. I wouldn't start on mixed mode. I mean, unless you really want to. But if you're not completing it, you know, wave 25 survival is going to be better than wave 15 mixed mode as far as the loot goes. Let's see. We'll get out Mr. Cheddar. I'll let y'all see the cheddar. Here we go, y'all. OP Squire mode, engage. I actually haven't recorded the boss yet. The bosses aren't too terrible, in my opinion. I think, what do I have next? I think I've got lava mines coming up next in that playthrough. And then I'll have, the first boss. Well, I normally use a Razer Naga mouse with all of those mouse buttons. But the local supplier that I normally get a mouse from no longer carries the Razer Naga, so I went with a Logitech G502. And it's just, I've used a Razer Naga for so many years. Like literally like 10 to 15 years I've used the exact same mouse. Every time I needed a new one, I got the same one. And it's just completely trained me to use, you know, to use those mouse buttons. And now I'm going to the keys, and when I reach my finger up to hit 2 or 3 or whatever, I'm accidentally hitting F2 and F3. It's ridiculously powerful, this Squire build, but it's very boring to play. I'm just used to using all those Naga buttons on board. Normally, like every game I play, I will, like anything that's like E or F or C or whatever, I will rebind to a number, 1 through 12. And then I use the 12 mouse buttons on the side for all those keys, is what I've always done. So it's just a change. I just have to get used to it. Or I need to get a Razor Naga again. The game definitely launched too soon, in my opinion, Tamba. I still think it's worth $29.99. I think you'll get many, many hours of enjoyment out of it. But in my opinion, game launched too early. Game not complete. I mean, we don't have stuff from the Kickstarter in the game yet. I mean, that alone, you know, I mean, it's a violation of trust from people that put their hard-earned cash up there well over a year ago before the game was even made yet. So, I mean, I think that was a big mistake, besides all the other problems, you know. It's like a big lifestyle change there, Am. Once you get used to hitting those side mouse buttons, it is so hard. I am constantly hitting stuff on the mouse and there's no button there. It's definitely, I mean, it just changes your gaming in a way. I mean, I'm sure, you know, what do they say, 21 days to build a habit? Well, I've had my habits going for like 15 years, so I guess I need my 21 days to build the habit. Well, it was just a matter of, I mean, I could always order one off of Amazon. It's just a matter of I needed a replacement right away. So I went to a local place, and shy of driving to Portland, I could have driven to Portland and gotten a Razor. In fact, I jumped in the car planning on driving to Portland to get a Razor. And then I was like, screw it. And I stopped like 5 miles up the road and got a Logitech instead. It's kind of funny though. If you listen to what I've been saying for the last decade, I have always been a fan of a Razer mouse and a Logitech keyboard. And right now I'm using a Razer keyboard and a Logitech mouse. So I got it completely backwards. You just type in Wave 14 in the chat bar. I'm not sure what you mean. You type it into chat? How does the scaling work with the active player? It's like 5.4% hero damage. It's like 40... I want to say it's like 40%-ish elemental damage. I don't remember the exact numbers. Oh, for the active builder? Yeah, there's a 33% builder bonus. Oh, you just type Wave 14 in the wave box. I get it, I get it. I was misunderstanding what you guys were saying when you were saying type it in. I thought you meant like in the chat. Like that. Wave 26, give me Wave 26. There is just 0 point in squiring out in a Nightmare Hardcore Survival. But I had to do it. I had to do it. I'm gonna guess that they noticed that really, really quickly. The Wave 14 thing. But, you know. Take advantage of it while it's there, y'all. I use a mechanical keyboard, if that's what you're asking. Well, that one's right on the line. It might be a little bit of cheese, but that's like a very, very mild Swiss. It's a randomly generated playlist from Technoax on YouTube. Sawyer. There's only one skin, but if you ordered the $39.99 early access, you should have the shadow skin. It's the skin I had on the Squire, my Waller Squire. I'll show you again here at the break. And this is what makes the Squire a god. Oh, never mind, all the kobolds are dead. I can't give a wondrous example of Squire god mode. Oh, the Squire got lots of love. There's Siegfried. I personally enjoy ranged characters more, but the Squire is in amazingly good place right now. There's no doubt. People were telling me last night that they were getting kicked from public matches for not playing a Squire. I kind of chuckled at that. I would never kick anyone for not playing a certain character, unless it's like this exact team composition needed and we were missing the boost monk or whatever. But yeah, people telling me they got booted from public matches for not playing Squire. I've already got one on the channel, Xerox. I use the same setup as I was before. Until we get Massacre Survival, all of the Nightmare builds that people were using are all still valid. I mean, literally every one of them will still work. You know. Nothing has changed in Nightmare. It's just Massacre was added, but we don't have Massacre Survival, so... The problem with Endless Spires is the same problem as this map. It takes literally a month to run. It's the slowest running map. Yeah, same mob, same place. Only 2 of them this time. But same mob, same spawner. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Last wave. Dragon Pet's really good. Or are you talking about the kitty cat? The kitty cat's a great huntress choice. I've actually been using the genie quite a bit. Why is it taking so long to roll out the rest of the game? The game just launched, what, 2 weeks ago, David? Or were you really expecting more already? I mean, that seems unrealistic, to be honest. That, and they had the train wreck of a launch, which, you know. Well, whether it's a carbon copy of DD1 or not, all of this was hand-built. It wasn't copy-pasted over. It's the same map, but the map was completely rebuilt from scratch. They didn't, like, Control-C, Control-V release. You know, this is a... completely built in Unreal 4. The only thing that's the same is the design. You know, the design aspects that are the same. I mean, if it was easy as Control-C, Control-V, we'd probably have 1 million maps right now. You know? I mean, why would we not? I wonder if there's any anything that can be done to remedy that. Like if the wall was somewhere different or something. Well, I mean, the graphics in DD1 are not even close in comparison. But if you like the art style better, then that's fair. I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion. Everyone's got their favorite, you know? But I mean, if you look at DD1 graphics and DD2 graphics, they're not, or DD1 to DDA, they're not even remotely comparable. The graphics are a bazillion times better in this game. But the art style is slightly different in DD1, and if you like that more, that's, you know, have at it. Boy, man, I am just cursed with crap. I'm on Nightmare Hardcore. That is a really bad roll, too. Oof. Yeah, some skellies. Skellies are the worst, I think, as far as the stuck mobs. Yeah, graphics and art style are indeed two totally different things. Anyway, somebody was asking again. So, this is the shadow skin. You're not going to get a code for it or anything. It's just going to unlock for you. So, like, don't expect to see a code to redeem. What you'll do is you just go here, go to customize, and it will be listed there in the skins. See, this one's the Shadow Squire. Then we got, what, we got the Rifted Armor. And then the Shadow Squire is the two I've got. So you may actually have it. You know, you might already have those skins and just don't realize, you know. Got the bad ones out of the way. I'm hopeful there, Kex. I am hopeful. And no gas or anything on that lane, and it's still getting stuck. It's an achievement, Xerox. There's no reward. I mean, the reward for beating the last map is the gemstone pet. But as far as clearing all of Massacre, it's achievement. I do wish, that's one thing that I know a lot of people have mentioned. I do wish that there was like an opacity slider or whatever for the traps. Now, I've got post-processing turned off, so for me it's not too bad, but I can understand how people don't like the brightness of the traps. God dang it, I did it again. I just need to break down and get myself another razor. I'm just so used to it. It's been very, very challenging to break myself of my razor habits. Right, who we want to play on this time? We can get old Boosty out. There you go, Redline. We're gonna have to rename this one to Redline's song. It can be the David and Redline song. I don't wanna take it away from David. You know, it's been his song for years. Yeah, the Naga's just one of those things when you're when you first get one and you're used to playing with just traditional keyboard mouse controls, it feels really, really weird. But once you get used to it, it like completely changes in your entirety of what you become accustomed to doing with your left hand while you're gaming. And it's perfect for people who live stream because you can do things and still have a sip of water or a sip of coffee or whatever going in your hand, you know? So, I mean, I've just really, really enjoyed it. I need to quit fanboying out over the Razor and just get another one and quit crying. Nah, the big-ass trophy I'm assuming is going to require completing all achievements, and of course we can't do the Massacre survival stuff now. You got 135% cat? That's incredible, Chris. Congrats, dude. I mean, at this point, I would be really stoked to get anything over like 120. I ain't being greedy. I don't need no 130. Hell, I'll take a 110 at this point. I've had pretty good luck with them, Andreas. My last one was, it got blitzed. My cat chewed on the cable. This is mixed mode. It's Nightmare Hardcore mixed mode. There is no survival for Massacre yet, so you can't do your pet farming in Massacre quite yet. That's actually a really good question, Damon. I think that would be pretty damn cool. I'm hoping we do. Yeah, that's the new era of the Naga Trinity. It's set up to be MOBA friendly, I think, for people who play MOBAs. Because they used to have a specific Naga for MOBAs. And now the Trinity has the removable side pieces or whatever. Mixed mode changes the spawns so that different mobs can come out of the spawns. And it's an overall 6% increased loot quality. So, I mean, 6% doesn't sound like very much, but damn spiders. But I'll take whatever I can get as far as loot quality goes, you know. Holy shit, Diana, thank you so much. Well, there we go, y'all. Razor Naga ordered as soon as the stream's over. Go Amazon. Good lord. Well, I didn't expect that, but thank you so much. I do appreciate it a ton. The best monk weapon is a unicorn. Tormentos. And here's why I say it. I'll show you here after as soon as these last mobs die. Basically, there's a super rare chance of a monk weapon, a polearm rolling, dropping on the ground with 5 projectiles. I personally haven't seen one yet, but I know a lot of people who have. I've seen lots of screenshots from them. And that would be the best monk weapon, but it's a complete unicorn. I would suggest, if you wanted to even attempt to farm a good one, to do the Monster Fest Massacre Challenge and stay active on a monk. You'll get just a ton of polearm drops. Uh-oh. We got them on wave 13 this time. Other side. They're over here now. What the heck? Same mobs. Still orcs. No, it's not a Massacre Summit reward. It's a rare drop that any polearm can get, Raiden. the 5 projectile one, but what you would want is you would want one with the faster shot type, the .83 or whatever, that had 5 projectiles. That was, there's a lot of RNG here, that's why I call it the unicorn. But like in my mind, what would be perfect would be a .83 shot speed, electric as the element on it, with at least 300 upgrades, or as close to 300 upgrades as possible. And ideally, in a perfect world, it would have vitality, attack, casting, skill, and boost on it. But that's getting a little nitpicky there. If I found one, I mean, if you do the math, I would have to do the math, but I think even like maybe a 225 or 230 upgrade one might actually be comparable in damage output to a 4 projectile one. Well, that's quicker than .4 right there. I mean, I would have to record it and look at the actual timestamps on it, on the frames. But to me, that looks like faster than .4. And then you get other ones that are the like 1.28 or whatever it is. Those are, you can visually see the projectile is slower, or the firing rate is slower. That's another thing in Massacre, that .01 projectile speed modifier. Oh, it is a big deal on the Monk. On the Huntress, it's not as noticeable. I mean, it's still noticeable, but it's not as big of a deal. But my god, man, when you're doing Summit on a Monk in Massacre mode, you gotta really lead those copter ogres if you're shooting them from the side, you know? But yeah, anyway, you can look at, that one's .83. This one's actually .88. Let me see if I got a slow one here. I don't have any other pole arms, I sold them all. That one's not going to be a noticeable difference. I mean, there might be one on the ground. Let me look. That one's fast. There we go. Here's a nice slow one. 1.05. So if you look at this one, actually it looks identical, doesn't it? Maybe you're right. If you look at that one, I don't know, this one just, to me, it looks like it's slightly faster. I would have to actually record it. I don't think there's any info on that from like Zoltanos' spreadsheet with all the data mined info. Where overcharge is really noticeable is on DSTs. You'll notice that overcharge big time on DSTs. Give them equal projectile speed. I mean, it's something that's just going to be really hard to see with the naked eye. It feels like this one's faster. But, like I said, that's just going to be something that's super hard to actually see. Without, like, recording it and looking back through at the time intervals. Yeah, the .83 I think is the fastest. I mean, that's the dream. I mean, who doesn't want a lightsaber, you know? That would be the dream, would be finding the old lightsaber with 300 ups, 5 projectiles, electric damage. It seems a little unreasonable to want that many things, but that is what I would want. That would be like That would be past having the unicorn. That would be the unicorn with the special colored horn. Like the unicorn with the pink horn and the purple toenails. It would be that rare. Ben, what's up? The flying flaming unicorn, that's right. That would indeed be the flying flaming unicorn. Just woke up, fair enough. I had a little rough wake up this morning. Wake up and go to wash your face and there's no hot water. And I go out and look at the hot water heater and it's clearly screwed. Well, I mean, nothing's wrong with the app in Massacre. The thing with Massacre is it's very difficult to stay alive. And the apprentice will have the hardest time staying alive of all of the heroes. No movement speed buff to get around. You know, just the apprentice is just not going to have the survivability. I mean, in Massacre, you want to play hardcore. That's where the loot's at, right? I mean, you want the hardcore modifier in there. So, but if you're playing hardcore and you die, your chances of success drop considerably. Versus like Nightmare. If you're playing in Nightmare and you die, there's a pretty solid chance. Even just playing solo, there's a solid chance you're just going to be able to hold out, you know? Massacre, that chance goes away. Unless it's like at the end of the wave or whatever. Well, this is Nightmare Hardcore Mix Mode right now, Christo. That's the highest difficulty you can play for a Propeller Cat currently. The Monk, the health scaling seems a little bit better. And the Monk's damage output is really good in Massacre. But the thing, for me personally, that makes me want to use the Huntress more is that jump height. It gets you out of so many nasty situations. It's just really, really good, you know? It depends on what you're doing, Future. Up until Nightmare mode, upgrading the range damage is better. In Massacre, it's situational. If you're the physical damage hero on your team, then you'd want to upgrade the range damage. If you're one of the elemental damage heroes on your team, you'd want to upgrade the element. Like for me, since I do so much solo, like this monk is my Massacre monk. This is who I use in Massacre. And this is an electric damage weapon. Well, back over to this side. Definitely, I'm sure they're aware of it. I mean, there's been a lot of stuck mob issues on mixed mode for sure. Somebody mentioned it earlier. I'm gonna do a Massacre, kind of an intro to Massacre tips and tricks type video tonight. That should be live on the channel tomorrow morning. Well, because I use poison and fire crowd control. Like, what's the worst thing that could happen in Massacre? Let's look at this lane right here. Say this was a Massacre map. Well, I've got a Ensnare Aura for crowd control, which is poison. Plus, I've got gas traps for crowd control, what are poison. So what would happen if a poison immune siren comes out and makes a bunch of Sharkin poison immune? Well, they're just going to rush right through all my stuff and not be CC'd. Well, if I'm using a poison weapon, I'm not going to be able to kill those enemies fast enough. So you want to pick your element. Now, the Enrage Aura is fire. So the same would apply to the Enrage Aura, but I would definitely say just stay away from poison. Period. Just don't use poison. You can use fire. I actually was using fire on my legacy account, and I wasn't using as many Enrage Auras then. Alright, Mira, have a great night. Thanks for swinging by. I do appreciate it a ton. Logical Savage, welcome. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it a ton. The timing sucks too. You're waiting for you. You know your pet's in there, right? It's in the box, but the box isn't there yet. I use the same, I use one monk for all my auras, Dogsy. So I'm power, rate, range, fort. I've got all the stats. I'll show you my stats here. I forgot to show the stats earlier. That's what somebody was asking about, was the stats of my monk. I mean, he's far from being the best geared monk out there, but he's in pretty decent shape. It's, this is how I'm set. 39, 1580, 3900, 2000, 1500, basically. So 1500, 1500, 3900, 2000. The 2000 range is unnecessary, but I like big fatty auras. Oh my god, man, what is the deal with my luck today? I mean, these are like low end ones. I mean, this is like the bottom of the barrel here. Big oof. Big, huge oof. Well, the thing that sucks is I've already done the grind once on play mode. Remember, I did the legacy transfer for that video. The reason I did that is I literally had like hundreds of messages asking questions about how the legacy transfer thing was going to work. And I didn't know the answers to them. So I did it so that I could provide those answers. If people had questions on what to do with it. But I had already farmed out. I mean, it wasn't no 135% cat, but I had like 110 or 112% cat on my play account. That's, of course, gone now. So yeah, the farm commences. That's alright, that's my favorite part about the game, is farming rare loot, right? You get a nice, really nice feeling when you actually get what you're looking for. I mean, to me, that's the draw. That's the draw of the game, is show my Huntress Builder stats. I am 17, 43... 19 and 17, basically relatively even on fort range and rate, and everything dumped into power. Elemental damage is used for Massacre mode, Pinguino. The whole mechanic of Massacre mode, wrong aura. The whole mechanic of Massacre mode, or the special enemy, is the Siren. The Siren comes out immune to an element with an aura around her that makes the enemies that aura hits get an immunity to that element as well. The enemies, it's not fully immune, it's 90%. But And it can come with any element. So it can come with physical, electric, poison. It can come with any of them. But plus, in addition to that, in Massacre mode, hero damage or physical damage is scaled down to 5.4%. Where the elemental damage is not scaled down that extremely. So let's go back to the Huntress here. Just going to dump all the mana into these two DSTs here. The Juicy Pet? That's right. I got a Juicy Pet giveaway going on my Discord server right now. Exclamation Discord in chat if anybody's not on it. Giving away 3 of them on the Discord server there. It's situational, Tyson. The best way to go is to be on a team. And if you're on a team, you would want your team covering varied elements. So, like, a really good team composition would be, like, 1 Squire, 2 Huntresses, and a Monk. The Monk would want to be elemental. Probably both of the Huntresses would want to be physical. So, I mean, it's dependent on your team and your composition. Playing solo when I'm playing solo on the Huntress, I go physical. When I'm playing solo on the Monk, I go electric, personally. Massacre is definitely all about the team, no doubt. I mean, you can complete it solo, but life becomes much, much easier with the team. That, and it's so important to kill the Sirens. Solo on the harder maps, it's going to be difficult for you to kill every Siren. I mean, it's possible, and will become more and more possible as we get better and better gear. But right now, or in Nightmare gear, it's very difficult to kill all those Sirens. Black Wing and Proton Music, thank you both so much for subscribing. I do appreciate it. Well, the Sirens disappear, but the Sirens have the loot, is the thing. So yeah, I mean, you can complete it and kill the Sirens, but the whole reason to do it is killing the Sirens. So, I mean, if you just want to complete it, then yeah, it doesn't matter as far as, like, getting the achievement. But if you're farming loot, then you want to kill the Sirens. Lava Mines was brutal. Kejian. In my opinion, it was the hardest one. Well, besides Summit. Summit was the hardest. But in my opinion, Lava Mines was right up there for soloing. It was very difficult. Now, a lot of people are disagreeing with me when I say that. But for me personally, it was quite the challenge. I had to restart that map so many times before I finally completed it. The build timers didn't bother me on Lava Mines. For me, I think the problem with Lava Mines was the Wave 1 mana amount. Like, I would start Wave 1 after the initial build phase with a lot of time left. But I didn't have any mana. There was no mana left to build. Yep, tip number 1, get a group, Christo. It is 100% the biggest thing you can do. Is play with friends, even if it's only 1. +1 is better than solo. You can do it solo, but it's going to take a lot of practice. It's going to take a bunch of gear. If you do it in a group, life becomes 1,000 times easier. Maybe not 1,000 times, but you get what I'm saying. Do it in a group. That will be tip number 1 on the Massacre Tips and Tricks video, I assure you. Make it all out, orcs. You can all make it out. Ooh, all but one. Oh, all but one orc. Well, I mean, it's time to make some new ones for sure. It was a struggle. You guys know how stubborn I am about beating content for the first time solo. I actually didn't do it 100% this time. The Glitterhelm map, I was struggling on Summit. I haven't been able to complete it yet. And Seifert, some of y'all know Seifert from the Dungeon Defenders community. He it told me a message, told him says he's about to start Glitterhelm, and they had a spot open, and I joined him. So my first clear on Glitterhelm was in a group, but every other map I did solo the first time, and so some of the maps were much easier than others. The good thing is like the most hectic map solo with the greatest chance of failure is without a doubt Summit. But Summit is not where the best loot drops. So other than getting yourself a good Massacre quality gemstone pet, there is literally zero reasons to do Summit other than you just wanting to play it. Glitterhelm is the place. It is the place to be. Try the sidewall placement. Yeah, I could do that. This is the same build I've been using. Well, minus the Inferno traps. This is the exact same build I've been using ever since beta. Back in beta, like instead of using Inferno traps, I would have like a flame burst here pointing into the lane. I really enjoying the monk, Cajun. I've used the monk and the huntress. The huntress, like I said, in my opinion, is a little bit easier to survive than the monk, even though the monk's HP scales a little better. Because that jump is just crazy good. I mean, it gets you out of so many predicaments, you know? If you're enjoying the Squire, though, now is a great time to be playing the Squire, if you're having fun with it. In every group, no group is going to complain if there's a Squire in the group. You know, you got a tank, you instantly have a tank for the Sirens, which makes, you know, think World of Warcraft. If you're in a pre-made group in World of Warcraft running dungeons, you're going to have a tank, right? Well, the Squire is not only meeting that role, but is knocking it right out of the park. I've got a pretty good dragon. I've got an above average monkey, but I do have a pretty good dragon. I got a 139 dragon. It's not the top, but it's pretty decent. My monkey is only like 87, I want to say. So my monkey's relatively low in that comparison. The dragon grinds are pretty, I mean, if you're in, like, full Nightmare Hardcore gear, the dragon grind is, I mean, it's a grind, but it's relatively easy. Whatever, Dolphs. Yeah. I mean, if you're in Massacre mode, it's going to be a AFK snooze fest. I need to go through and finish all those survivals for the achievement. What's the one I'm really regretting doing? I'll probably end up joining somebody with a Wave 24 start. Tornado Highlands. That map runs so slow, too. This is not one of my favorite survivals, but I think I've already done this one. Jordan, what's going on, man? How's things? Just let onboard do it first and join him after. That's the way to go. Onboard carry, please. Okay, thanks. Well, that's the beauty of having the community. Even if you like to play solo, and you play solo more, there is a really active Dungeon Defenders community that are, for the most part, all really good, easygoing people. You know, so getting a Wave 24, borrowing a little Wave 24 star from somebody is not going to be the most difficult task to achieve. My loot is set on Transcendent only. So, like, and I know, like this map, I know that there will be no quality gear that I want, so it's an instant sell-all. Open my inventory, sell-all. All I'm looking for is the cat. I did put hardcore on, right? Yeah, it's got hardcore on. But man, the RNG. That's the rough thing about the RNG ranges, is they're so wide. I mean, same map, same difficulty, same everything. It can literally be unusable POS or best thing ever made, you know? The range is super, super wide. That's what makes killing the Sirens so profitable in Massacre mode, is its minimum loot quality of 70% the max. I don't sort on max upgrades personally. When I'm actually running, because that's not my biggest concern. I want it to have high upgrades, but that's definitely not my biggest concern. I usually sort by item power and then look through it. But I mean, I'll take a 150 upgrade piece with considerably better rolls than a 200 upgrade piece all day. Well, I mean, not anymore. But I would have back a few days ago. I pretty much replaced everything already. That's one of the struggles too with not having survival is, I mean, like even right now, there's lots of upgrades that I could get on characters, but the impact of those upgrades would be so ridiculously small that you just have to make the decision of, is it what you want to do, you know? I don't know about y'all, and some of y'all I know is just not your sort of thing, but if you like casual games at all, like Stardew Valley type games or Zelda type games, that Summer and Mara game is launching in a few days. And that game is like gonna be some heavy duty chill mode, kick back and relax and play. Alright, come on, be there, damn it. Oh my god, the worst one of the day. Jesus. I mean, if you're just starting Massacre, you can get better gear on Deeper Well Massacre than you can get on Nightmare Hardcore. So hop into Deeper Well Massacre, play it a few times, make sure you're killing the Sirens. It gets worse every time, it seems like, there, Kex. You know, I should have been swapping out for some heroes. I still got a few heroes to level. I just got my key, beta. So I haven't played it yet, but I do have it downloaded. I'm going to play it on stream. That's definitely a very chill, perfect for streaming game. I was going to stream it today, in fact, but I know people... I haven't streamed the Dungeon Defenders Awakened stream on YouTube in too long. So I figured I'd better stream some DDA. Have you got to play it yet, Theoden? That's another one of those things, Tyson, that literally no one in the community would complain about. You know, I mean, so many tower defense games have a speed up option. But do any third-person action defense game have a speed up option? I don't think so, but I'm not positive. Just keep going through. I wouldn't recommend grinding anything until you get stuck. So I would start at Deeper Well and play your way through and get to the highest map you can do. And that's the map where you would want to grind until you're capable of clearing them all. You're going to find it easier than you think it is if you go with that Squire thing. As far as solo play goes, Squire, very, very tanky boy. And that, and remember too, if you're just doing the unlocks, you don't have to play hardcore. So, I mean, I encourage people to play hardcore because the loot's going to be way better. But if you're just going through and getting them unlocked for the first time, you don't have to be on hardcore. You're going to get the map unlocked just beating it, you know? I think pineapple on pizza is wrong in every way. There's few things in the world I despise less, or pardon me, that I despise more than pineapple on pizza. It's a travesty. Fruit, period, doesn't belong on pizza, in my opinion. Hardcore is a loot modifier. On Nightmare and above, it's 25%. So hardcore means if you die, you don't respawn until the end of the wave. But a 25% loot quality modifier is kind of a big deal. So it's well worth always playing on hardcore if you're capable. If you're not capable, you want that to be your goal, to get capable of playing it on hardcore. I don't know who came up with it. People blame Hawaiians, but I know a ton of Hawaiians that can't stand pineapple on pizza. I'm sure there's some that like it, but there's some people from everywhere that like it, I think. Except Italy, maybe. I think that's illegal in Italy, isn't it? Straight up crime. Criminal activity. This dude put pineapple on his pizza. That was a funny image I saw right when the COVID stuff started happening and Italy was having its really, really bad problems. Somebody posted a image of the frozen pizza section in a supermarket in Italy, and all of the frozen pizzas were completely gone except the pineapple pizza. The pineapple pizza was stacked up in full, and underneath it, it said, you know, at least we have our dignity or something like that. I laughed my ass off when I saw that. Yeah, Massacre is all about traps and auras. Towers get heavily, heavily nerfed in Massacre, and plus it is just brutal to keep them alive, period. So, Massacre is anti-towers. Mark just cringed. If Mark is watching, Mark just cringed a little by me saying that. Yeah, this is Nightmare Hardcore mix, man. If I could get a cat on Massacre, I'd be getting a Massacre cat, but... Well, Inferno traps for the damage. But you have to remember, too... I mean, I'm not positive, but I don't think that's intended. for the damage to stack. I don't know. Acromi hasn't confirmed it, but I don't believe that's intended. I mean, I've been using it. I'm using it right here. Now, I've only got 2 of them, obviously, but... Vitality and attack, Sacred Cow. Remember, your attack stat will make the pet hit harder. Like, what most people are doing is just doing it on their Waller and giving their regular old wall Squire a dragon and calling it good. I actually went through and made a proper DPS Squire that's, you know, vitality and attack and casting and boost and everything else. And it's really, really mean. Dude just shreds, man. Absolutely shreds. So, I mean, if you're a fan of melee, right now you need to be on the Squire, because this is the Squire's window of grandeur. If there ever was one, or ever will be one, this is it right now. So, if you like the Squire and you like melee, oh, get on your Squire for God's sakes and quit screwing around. Get it squired out. See, that's the same thing with me. I just, in every game, I would almost always rather shoot. But, I ain't gonna lie, I got me a Squire. I got me a Squire for something other than harpoons and walls. It's not that it's the best one. The DPS output is nowhere near the best. The thing is what's Massacre mode all about? It's all about survival. No one can survive like the Squire can. Period. Squire, best survival artist in game. In addition to that, pets get a big buff in Massacre. I'm not even sure what the exact amount is. I'm going to look it up real quick. I've got a spreadsheet for it all here. This is what I'm looking at, by the way, y'all. It's from Zaltanos and Itchy. Let's see. Massacre pets. It says here the modifier's 10.79. I'm not really sure exactly what that means. It's not 10 times damage. Or is it? No, it's not 10 times damage. Or it's probably 10 times base damage, but then that damage gets scaled by hero damages, or as gets scaled by the attack stat as well. Is probably how that works. But yeah, pets are beast in Massacre. Pets are beast mode in Massacre. Squire survives like nobody's business. So you combine those two and you got just a beast mode unstoppable force. That is literally 100% what I did, Sacred Cow. My harpooner is now level 86, I want to say. Or something, 82. My DPS Squire and my pooner got swapped. So my level 100 harpoon Squire is now a DPS Squire. But that is literally 100% what I did. Monk boost doesn't affect it, sadly, Tyson. That's something I personally have complained directly to Chromatic about many times. I want it to be like DD1, you know? I want super duper monk pet build like in DD1. So since I can't have that, the Squire is like the next best route. Super duper pet build. The chicken is just straight up unfortunate what they've done to it too. The Mega Chicken speed, attack speed caps out at 1 second, and I have yet to see it attack that fast. It seems like it's super bugged. I mean, even if like 1 second was fast enough, 1 second is crap, you know? It's just not going to get the job done. But the Mega Chicken has lost its Mega. And now it's just an egg layer. Poor little Mega Chicken. It really stings when you compare to the CDT updates, because that... What's the new Mega Chicken called? The free range chicken? This from the last CDT update? That thing is a straight up baller right there. That dude wrecks it. The free range Mega Chicken. Oh man. So good. I find nothing but crap, Clarky boy, but people are reporting his numbers as high as 135%. What was the one from my last map, y'all? Like 33%? So, I mean, I'm finding nothing but junk, sadly. Once you complete the campaign, you can grind the summit on the hardest difficulty you can do. You've seen 151% since launch. I mean, there was stuff like that prior, but since launch you've seen one that high? I would have to see a screenshot of that one to believe it, to be honest with you. That seems crazy. I mean, who knows? Maybe there's one right here. Or no, maybe that's actually the best one I found today, and it sucks. Youch. Literally the best one, and it sucks. No, it's 164% Sacred Cow. That was a misclick. You want your armor to be at 164. I've got characters that are over that, but that was a misclick. I went past, and it just wasn't big enough a deal for me to bother finding a new armor piece. One more, y'all. One more. One more, and then I'm gonna give up hope. Give up hope for the day. Well, I mean, do whatever you want, but 164 is where you want to get to. You can go over it, but going over it won't give you any additional benefit. But, I mean, if you want all your pieces at 30% just to make life easy, I mean, you're going to be over the cap. Over the cap's better than being under the cap, right? Forgot my auras. Have Summit to beat before you can start grinding glitter. There was people doing summit runs in my Discord server yesterday. Sacred Cow, I would check there again and see. I was working on getting a Huntress solo Massacre Summit build done yesterday, and I kept screwing it up. And after I finally got one recorded, I realized I was using a Soul Focuser, which I can't do. You know, you can't put out a how-to guide and use a weapon that no one can get. Even though the DPS numbers between the Soul Focuser and the triple are pretty comparable. So I need to try to get a better triple and try to get that re-recorded today. But I want to get... Ooh, I put that way too far over. I angle it around this far for the spiders. Seems like I put it way too far over, though. That's alright. It'll be alright. I think we good, right? Did we get all the stuff and things? There are a few ups around. This is the best triple threat I've found so far, though. 199, which isn't terrible, but it's also not spectacular. Yeah, Demon Lord. And Demon Lord is super, super easy to do on Massacre. That whole Squire thing I was talking about, really on all the boss fights. The whole Squire tanky boy with a pet thing makes all the boss fights kind of trivial. I mean, obviously the summit's got all the other mechanics involved that makes it a little more difficult, but as far as Alchemical Labs and Throne Room, just absolutely trivial. This is in-game mode. I'm not really sure what you mean. How many hours do I have into all Dungeon Defenders games? Wow. I don't know. It's probably around 15,000, I would guess. Something like that, with all of them combined. Maybe 20k, yeah. I'm not even sure. It's a lot of hours. I love Dungeon Defenders games. I just really, really like action defense. I mean, I've always loved tower defense. The original Orcs Must Die was the first true action defense game I played, and I was instantly hooked. I just love this flavor of game. I wish that there was a bunch more of them out there to give people like Chromatic and Robot Entertainment, and even Coffee Stain for that matter with Sanctum, to give those guys competition. Make them up the quality of their games, you know? But it's just really an awesome genre. I just love it. I mean, I like to play other stuff too. I like casual games. I like farming type games. I like all kinds of stuff. But as far as like my favorite genre of game, I just love action defense games. Absolutely love them. I really was hoping that Sanctum 3 would come at some point here soon, but they're still working through Satisfactory, and Satisfactory is doing extremely well for them. So I've got a feeling there will be more Satisfactory content coming. I'm not positive, don't quote me on it, but I think Satisfactory is probably going to end up being Coffee Stain's most profitable game they've ever made. By like a large margin. So I think they'll be doing more Satisfactory content for sure. This is the exact same build, by the way, that I do for... Actually, no, it's not. I don't put the DSTs on Massacre. I can show you all the Demon Lord build, though, that I've been using to farm the weapon, if you guys want to see it. Yeah, this is the prop cat map right here. I am. I'll show you the full enchilada of cheddar. The easiest possible farm for Demon Lord. Look at all them spooters. Good lord. How many hours is it? It's a grind. I don't know as far as exact hours because I don't know anybody that just grinded it straight through to try to achieve that. But, I mean, if you already had heroes decked out, getting another hero to 100 would be a bazillion times quicker than doing it for your first time. Because you can just load up survival maps and or whatever you want to do and just chillax it out. My drops have been really, really bad so far, Zimmerman. Just terrible, terrible luck today. Oh, this is Creep on your YouTube. That's fair. Well, welcome. I don't have all the achievements. It's not possible to get all the achievements now because there's Massacre achievements that for survival that's not in the game yet. So I haven't really bothered with the achievement farm, to be honest. They're not all available, so I'm not going to go out of my way to get them until I can get the big trophy, you know? And I'll probably collect the majority of them in the process just playing without having to go out of my way to do it. I'm sure somebody has gotten everything that's available now. I think Seyfert may have gotten all of them that are available. I Am probably has all of them that are available. I'm sure there's several people that have all of them that are currently available. But for me, I just don't care until I can get the trophy, you know? The big shiny one in the middle. What about the other DD games? What about the other DD games? How much time? Is that what you're asking? I mean, I've got the most into Dungeon Defenders 2. I've got the second most into DD1 and the third most into DDA. Fourth most into DDE. Oh, I've got all the achievements on all the other Dungeon Defenders games, yeah. I mean, I will get all the achievements. I want all them shiny trophies. I mean, DD2, of course, doesn't have them, but I still got all the achievements. You know, in DD2, I never once went out of my way to do a single achievement. I just got them all naturally playing. I never once said, okay, what achievement is left? And went and did that specific thing. I just got them all through natural play. DD1, I went out of my way to get them all. But DD1, of course, there's way more achievements than DD2 or DDA at this point. I mean, DDA will obviously have a crap ton of them once the game is fully developed with all the content years down the road. On this account, I should be hitting 1,000 hours today. But remember, I've got a bunch of accounts. I've got another account with like 400 hours on it. And then I've got my alt account that probably has a couple hundred hours on it. And then we've got my wife's account, which I have more hours on it than she does. But, you know, I think on this main account, well, let me look. Yeah, 992. So on this main account, I'll hit 1,000 hours today. No doubt. But you know, my time has been varied up quite a bit with DDA. I think my total gameplay is probably around the 1,500 mark. I'm pretty sure. Oh, she's got... I've told her too. I'm not even trying to hide it or be sneaky. She's got a level 90 trans giraffe that is unlike anything I've seen. And it was like her first or second one. Her luck is incredible with the giraffes. So, I mean, it is 100%, no questions, I will be yoinking that from her. She's just gonna lose it. It's just how it is. Feel free there, Dart. Alright, where you at, kitty? Oh my god. That's actually my best one. That beat my last map. That's my best one I found today. And it's complete trash. Wow. Such terrible pet luck today. The leaderboard's a website that constantly goes down. Dark Demon. It's not a legit thing by any means. I would suggest ignoring the leaderboard in DD2. Alright, so let's get out of here. I'll do one Massacre run here. Full on easy peasy lemon squeezy mode to show you guys what to do here. See, I don't want to keep any of those cats, and I know no gear dropped, so I'm just selling it all. Alright. Let's grab Mr. Cheddar. We'll grab a Waller. I need to change Mr. Cheddar's cosmetic now. I see I got them all blacked out just to make sure I could tell the difference between the different ones. Gotta get your orange trim up in there, right? That's just how it is. Let's go with that. So, walls are shadow. Mr. Cheddar is not shadow. Is a level 87? Massacre mode would be the best place, therefore. It only takes level 83 to unlock Massacre. So, Massacre Hardcore. I still got one map to do. I just haven't done that map yet. But Massacre Hardcore Alchemical Labs. Let's go get us a weapon. Alright, now, this map is actually kind of generous with the build timer. But, if you want to be completely ready to go, start off ready to put your first wall down. In addition to that, you guys know that if you hit the 4 dealies here when they're up, it will stun the Demon Lord. Well, that's not something that's unique to these. It's something unique to that type of electric damage, which is the same thing as a lightning tower. Now, I can't imagine that it's intended, but you can throw lightning towers here and it will perma-stun the Demon Lord. So, like I said, I can't imagine that's intended, but that is a thing that's in the game. Anyway, let's do it. I normally start off with a wall and an explosive trap on the side lanes. I'll go an explosive trap, a gas trap, and a wall here. A explosive trap and a gas trap there, and now you see we're out of DU, which means this lane I gotta kill. Now there's no sirens in wave 1, so no sirens in wave 1 means you don't have to worry about finding a siren to kill. In this map, the siren loot is not going to be fantastic. Now if you still got Nightmare Hardcore pieces, you still want to you're still going to want to kill the sirens here for sure. I'm going to kill the sirens, even though I know that they're not going to give me anything that I want. Now this is an actual DPS Squire. What most people, or not what most, but what a lot of people are doing is going full on lazy mode and just taking their Waller and throwing a dragon on them. But this Squire, I can actually like melt ogres on, you know, with his melee attack, because it's an actual DPS Squire. Alright, wave 2, I add in an ignite there, an ignite here, and an inferno, pardon me, an inferno trap, and then I've got to do this lane. So we want what, our wall, and then we just want to go explosive trap, inferno trap. That's the gas trap though. Let's try the explodey one instead, and an inferno. I don't do anything else on these side lanes usually. You can, there's plenty of DU left. A strength drain would be the obvious choice. And what do we got? Okay, our first siren is physical, which means she's going to be immune to physical damage. So I'm just going to ignore her since I'm on a physical damage hero. And she will eventually go back to her home. I mean, you can kill her if you want to, but it's just going to take forever. Remember, it's 90% damage reduction. It's not fully immune, but it's 90% damage reduction. But you can sit here and just tank it out, and eventually she'll die, but it's going to take a while. Now, she'll show an element over her head if she is a normal elemental siren, like, say, fire immune or whatever. If there's no element shown there, then it's physical. But, I mean, you guys get the point. It would take me a month to kill her because of the 90% damage reduction. So I'm just not even going to worry about it, knowing that the gear is not going to be spectacular anyway from her at this point. And she left, as you see. Now remember too, when she comes and goes, she debuffs every enemy in the lane with her immunity. Alright, let's get some auras down now. We'll go a full enchilada here. Well, not the full enchilada, I guess. I'm not going to go with enrage. And then that will actually just allow us to go with full stacks here too. I snoozed, so I'm not going to have enough time to get them all down. Hopefully we get a non-physical siren this time. There we go, there's a fire one. So she's got 90% damage reduction from fire damage. In addition to that, the aura around her is giving that same elemental immunity to all the mobs. But you look at the loot that dropped. Now remember, this is a low tier Massacre map, so the loot's not going to be fantastic, but it's still pretty decent. That, and it's only wave 3. Alright, Redline, take it easy, man. This is actually probably going to be my last run of the day here. I've got, I think I mentioned it earlier on the stream, I got some hot water heater issues today I've got to attend to. Sadly. No, it goes down temporarily all the time, Dark Demon. But, like I said, it's not a thing you should focus your time on. It's a combination of all players. It doesn't have players fairly separated. Yeah, my pet should be doing about 1 million. It gets a buff, and remember, it gets buffed in Massacre mode. It's doing, what, 269,000 damage? So it's doing over 1 million. But I'm doing close to that too. because since this is an actual DPS hero. I didn't do the element on this one. I made this guy pure physical, but I know that a lot of people are doing the element. It's all you have to be concerned with is the number of upgrades on a dragon. This is a 139 upgrade dragon. Everyone should upgrade their dragon exactly the same way. You go into pet damage and you go into attack rate. You'll get to the attack rate cap very, very quickly. Crap, I forgot to build my last aura. That's alright, we can do it in wave 5. I used up all the mana. Let's just G it up. You don't want to do them both on the same weapon. It would be kind of a... You would end up with two things that don't do very well versus one thing that does good. Oof. We getting it. Anyway, you guys get the point. Now, the higher waves, the better the loot from the Siren. So, like, we're at wave 4 loot now. You can get a look at what that loot looks like on this map. So, I mean, it's going to be generally... I mean, it's RNG based, but it's going to be better than the best... Like, the best stuff you find on this map will be better than the best stuff you can find on any Nightmare Hardcore map. But RNG is RNG. You know, it hates all of us. Literally all of us. One more splody. Alright, let's go ahead and get this aura down here. Good enough. Did I lose something? Oh, I didn't get it placed. I switched over too quick. There we go. Well, yeah, Mrs. Bags gets all the RNG. It just amazed me. She got, like, we did like 5 survival runs last weekend, I think it was. And in 5 survival runs, she got 4 level 90 trans giraffes out of 5 runs. It's like, my God. How do you get that lucky? That other Siren is physical, and that's why I just ignored that one. Now, if you're on a loot farming team, obviously you would have somebody that has an element on your team, and then you wouldn't ignore that Siren. You would kill every Siren. Nah. The Siren and all the mob sheet effects are completely immune to any sort of removal. So Strength Drain or Darkness Traps, none of that stuff will do anything. Get wrecked, you big fatty. Alright, fatty down. I'll be honest with you, the state that the Squire is in right now, it's actually kind of fun to play. The Siren model is a reused asset from the MOBA. The DD2, when DD2 was intended to be a MOBA, the Siren was, that's where that model comes from. Alright, now there's lots of things you can do. You can spam a bunch of thunder spike traps right here. You could put those lightning traps like I mentioned. If you spam the thunder spike traps, you can actually die and still win, because the thunder spikes will just eventually kill them. But I'm not going to use any of that stuff. I'm just going to tank it out. So let your dragon go ham. Make sure you're blocking. Uh-oh, what's up? There, my mouse was stuck or something. Make sure you're blocking through the damage. Completely optional. You can hit the things if you want, or not to hit the things if you want. I let my health get a little bit too low, so I'm gonna have to just tank it out here, I think. $29 mil, he's getting closer. I'm gonna have to run over here and heal myself. Now don't stand near the box when he's about to die, because you want to switch to a huntress, right? You don't want to open the box on your Squire. You want to switch over to a huntress and open up the box. And there's going to be your triple threat. That's the best one I've ever found, actually, assuming it can be upgraded. That's still not spectacular, but that's the best one I've found so far. Yeah, fire rate is upgradable, so on this you'd want to get down to the 0.15 seconds, which is the cap, and then just dump everything else into ranged. And there is how you would upgrade it. So 19716. What is the other one I'm using? I do want to lock that. Let's see, the one I've got now is 19175. So yeah, I mean, that would barely be a tiny upgrade. It would be an upgrade, but it would be a really, really small upgrade for sure. Anyway, that is going to get it for today, y'all. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out. I do appreciate it a ton. There's a quick little Alchemical Lab Squire build, which is easy peasy, lemon squeezy, and all the good stuff. But hopefully everyone's having a wonderful afternoon and a good start to your weekend. Christo, thank you so much for subscribing. I may or may not have a super Friday Night Live late night thing going over on Twitch tonight. I haven't done any super Friday Night Lives in a long time, and I just may get one going tonight. But anyway, thanks a ton, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take it easy.